Hello, my name is Michael James. I'm a delegate in the Plant Industry Labs on Black Mountain in Canberra. I've been following the enterprise bargaining as it unfolds, reading the emails that come out through the membership lists to all members, and reading the emails that come out of the management side. Reading the last couple of emails, one from Jeff Garrett and one from Michael Isles, gives the impression that we're being offered 4%, that most of the union's concerns have been accommodated, that the conditions under the new agreement will be roughly similar to those under the old one, and that the union is being really intransigent in rejecting this package. No facet of that is true. We're not being offered 4% anymore. There's a formula of 4, 4 and then 2% for the last 6 months. With that 2-month increase, by the time this agreement ends, you will have taken home less pay than you would have under the last offer. The union concerns haven't been accommodated. Yes, the new document, and management acknowledged this as well, is way better than the thing that was put on the table, take it or leave it, 4 months ago. But it still has some really unpalatable aspects to it, and I'll go through them. The income maintenance provisions, which are still going to be cut under the new offer. Basically, these provide a mechanism for people who are redundant in their current positions to be redeployed, and by maintaining their income it allows them to take a step down so they can work their way back up again and be retained by the organisation along with all the corporate knowledge they have. That flexibility will be lost to some extent. The people who lose it are the over 45s who don't have a full 20 years of service, who have it cut from 14 months to 8 months, and the over 65s who lose it entirely, irrespective of the contribution they still have to make. Another nasty that's still there in the mix, for all that some of the rough edges, they've tried to take some of the rough edges off it, is term promotions. They're trying to push term promotions down across the board at level 7. And this has got to be a mechanism for pushing control right down into CSIRO, because these people that they're directly targeting are the group leaders and the project leaders. You've got to think, even if you're not at level 7, is your project leader about to stand up for you when they know that they're to be reviewed in 6 months, a year? The agenda of control also actually comes in to the low wage offer. Only offering 4% creates a real gap between CPI and how our wages are improving, and that can be exploited to undermine the whole agreement by offering clause 11s. And in fact these are ramping up in the organisation, and the existence of all of this wonderful software system makes it easier to have these clause 11 contracts in which people step out from the umbrella in return for a bit more money. Another clause we lose is management accountability. According to John Howard, having the management accountable to the workers is not part of the proper employer-employee relationship. You might not agree. There's a big sting in the tail. In a throwaway line at the end of that email, Michael Isles said, and the union must abandon its other claims. Now, a key other claim in there that we would have to abandon is for an extend and vary. Simply take the existing enterprise agreement, which has actually worked remarkably well, and abandon it for a work choices compliant agreement. Now, you may have thought that the Australian public demonstrated their dislike of work choices strongly enough last November, but we're still having it foisted on us. This is one of the conditions in the new package. And it loses us some really important protections. During the course of the last agreement, the union won a major victory on term positions. The number of term positions being offered dropped dramatically as a result of union action. That union action was possible because the current enterprise agreement mandates that the union be told the figures. How much of this is going on? Where is it happening? The fact of knowing creates the teeth that allow this to be policed. We would lose that under a work choices agreement. It would be prohibited content, something not properly part of the employer-employee relationship, seen as a relationship between two individuals. Another clause we'd lose is the outsourcing clause. Now this is something that served us really well in the past. It served us in the 90s during all the outsourcing madness. CSIRO was one of the very few government organisations that didn't go through this and didn't suffer the consequences. And that was possible because we have a clause that says that before any function can be outsourced from CSIRO, it actually has to be demonstrated that it's a good idea. Funnily enough, often it wasn't a good idea and it was impossible to demonstrate that it was, seriously. It was something that would only fly in PowerPoint at some high-level management meeting. What can you do in all this? Well, you're probably doing the first and most important thing already, talking about this with your colleagues. There's a lot of common sense in those tea rooms, and if you thrash out the issues here, you'll feel more confident when it comes time to vote and act on your beliefs. The next thing you can do is attend the meetings that the union holds from time to time to keep you briefed on what's going on our side of the table. And I encourage you to attend, both to listen to what's going on, but also to make your voice heard. This is your staff association. We're representing you, and we need to hear your opinion. And we especially need to hear if you're uncomfortable about anything we're doing. Another important thing is to actually join the staff association and be a financial member. This is a really sincere form of support. It can't be denied by management. Our numbers are currently just over 50% and growing. The more that grows, the more it empowers our negotiators at the table. And if you're already a member, then you're still not off the hook, because we need you to talk to your non-member colleagues. Let them know what's actually going on and tell them about the benefits of union membership in your opinion. What you think, what you see is the positives. Thank you.